Madame Zee here with Flora Ware.
Woo woo!
Yeah, it's been forever, hasn't it, Flora?
Yeah. I love that we do this at least once a year. We find some way to reconnect and get witchy together.
Exactly. So yeah, it's been forever. We've had some changes and things are moving around and life gets busy and in the way. And so it's always nice to just reconnect with people, right?
Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
We're all coming out of the isolation, right?
I know, and wanting to connect in person and in live. Are you experiencing that also where you're at? Because you're in Canada. So are you experiencing that shift also with people wanting to come out?
Yeah, big time. I mean, just in the last 2 months, even less. It's like, okay, events are happening. Just bigger, more private gatherings are happening again, and yet a lot of us are also feeling that transition. Like there can be that part of us that's like, yes, I can't wait, and then there's like, oh, it feels different to people.
It's a big shift that we've been going through and coming out of. So I think that people really now want to connect in circle, and you are a female circle facilitator, sacred space facilitator, and I learned from Flora. So let me look at the comments real fast and make sure I haven't missed any comments. My phone's going off, y'all. So if you are here, let us know where you are watching us from. I would love to know, because we have clients all over the world. We have viewers all over the world. And I would love to know where are you tuning in from, where you're watching us from. And if you have any comments, we're open for them.
That's right.
We want to take questions. We want this to be very interactive, questions, answers, help guide you where you need to be. So let me introduce myself and then introduce Flora, my wonderful guest. So my name is Madame Zee. I am the Magickal life coach and head mistress of Madame Zee School of Witchery. I am a spiritual counselor and also paranormal investigator, and I do a lot of divination and teaching of magic. So, Flora, go ahead and jump right in and introduce yourself to our audience and let them know what you do.
Okay, well, yes, as you said, I am a ceremonial priestess. So I lead circles and archetypal temple experiences. And I'm also a singer, sound healer, and Celtic witch. So my roots, my ancestral roots are Celtic, and my spiritual practices are often connected to those practices, while at the same time making them modern and relevant for life in the 21st century. And we're coming together today to talk about using your voice in your own rituals and magic pathworkings, and how to start creating song spells. So I'm excited to talk about this today.
So we have people watching us from Florida. So hello, Florida, and the Dominican Republic, all the way from the Dominican. So hello. So happy solstice, everyone.
Yes.
It was yesterday. So happy solstice, everyone. So let's talk a little bit about using your voice in song and ritual. So tell us about that. What does that mean?
Well, I know that a lot of people, they can be solitary witches, right? Solitary practitioners, and that's great. It's wonderful, and yet knowing this, also from my own experience, that we can get into a habit of doing everything quietly, right? Right? Like it's like, we pray, we meditate, we or maybe doing some ritual, but we're quiet, right? Because unless we're in a circle, right, or unless we're in a group or in some kind of coven, then especially if you're solitary, then Who would you be talking to? Why would you use your voice? So I'm here to encourage you that even if you are a solitary practitioner, that you can use your voice in your rituals. And the number one thing is to think about, what could you say out loud, right? What are you trying? Is there something that you're trying to manifest, that you're trying to attract? Say it out loud. Make it real by doing so. And if there's something that you're releasing, or that you're healing, again, you can say that prayer, or whatever your intention is for your personal ritual. Say it out loud, and then it really changes the dynamic, because, again, begs the question, who are you talking to? Are you talking to a particular goddess, god, like some deity? Are you in communication with your higher self? Is there maybe an archangel that you're working with? Or are you really just thinking, I'm speaking to the universe, to divine source energy? However it makes sense for you, however it feels right for you, then go for it. But I that's that first step. Think about it when you go to do a ritual or anything in your spiritual practice. Could you say something out loud?
Yeah, because I always tell my clients and my students, words have power.
Yes.
And so a lot of my students sometimes have that self-doubt of, the spell work's not going to work. I hope that this works. And I was like, you have to change the way you say things and what you put out into the universe, because words are specific and words have power, right? So, and you have to ask for what you want, whether you're talking to source or universe or god or goddess, or, whoever you resonate with, a deity, or, like you said, archangels, or whoever, that you have to talk to them like a person. How are they supposed to know what you want if you don't voice what you want?
That's right.
So don't be afraid to speak to the universe. Don't be afraid to ask them, and don't be afraid to say, this is what I want. This is what I manifest. This is what I am capable of wanting. And this is what I am available for.
That's right. I love, and I love that you've brought that up, that it's it's not just saying any old thing out loud, but really knowing that our words have power. And before even going into that ritual space, it's such a benefit if you really sit with, what is it exactly that I am asking for? What am I calling in? And I love how you said it. What am I available for? And adjusting our language around our desires and our dreams and our goals is a really powerful practice, because for example, with like new moon intentions, I'm always reminding people to make that intention, to phrase it in the positive. Right? Because so many people will say like, with a new moon intention, that they don't want something, or that they want to do less of something, and that's putting it into the negative. So then the message isn't quite clear. So what is it that you do want? What do you want more of? Say that out loud.
It's like, I want to have more time for, family, or I want to have better health, or, I want to have more time to do ritual. I want to live more authentically. Yeah. So it's not what I don't want, it's more of what my clients want. And, and I tell my clients too, it's, when I teach them about spell work and witchcraft and what your intentions are. And I'm like, if you have any doubt in your mind whatsoever, it's not going to work. Mm-hmm. You have to come with a clear voice, a clear mind, and you have to, like, this is what's going to happen. You have to just say it and claim it, is what I say.
Say it and claim it. Yeah. and adjusting our language around something can actually help us feel more resonant with what it is. So that's another great example. Thank you. In that, if we say, My goal is to attract, $10,000. And then of course there's this thing. It's like, there's no freaking way I'm just going to manifest $10,000. But what if we declared, I am available for, I'm available for $10,000 or any amount of abundance to come my way, then that feels like, yeah, that's true. I can be available for that. Or there's just ways that we can adjust our language to make ourselves be in more alignment.
Correct. And, I feel that we struggle with receiving also. We always want to put out, and, you work with the goddesses. I've worked with you for a long time about diving deep into your goddess archetype and, really walking with the goddess every day. And that as the goddess energy that we embody every single day, we have to be available for some things and available for not things. And, we talk about, I want to manifest 5K, or I want to manifest this. What does that mean?
Right.
What does that really mean to you? Because it's really not about surface level anymore.
Right.
Right? What does that mean? Does a 5K offer you freedom? Is the 5K going to offer you availability to pay it forward, to start maybe contributing to a cause? Or what does that 5K really mean to you? It's never, ever about what I say as far as like the earthly stuff. I want us to, we talk about voices, right? And doing spell work. I want us to think bigger than the earthly plane. I want us to put our dreams, I want us to put everything, what we want up into the universe, so the universe can hear us, the universe can help us manifest it and bring it to fruition in this earthly plane. I don't want us to think small anymore. Especially as women, we are being called, and you know this too, because you're in the work that I'm in. As women, we are being called more than ever now to hear our voice, to find our voice, to speak our voice.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. And that's part of why I'm so passionate around voices, really in general, but like you, women especially, because we are dealing with generational, ancestral oppression of our expression, and very, very literal assaults on our ancestors. And it's in the collective psyche of how women have been silenced over millennia. So there's a lot there. And so when bringing this forward is like, use your voice in your magic, use your voice in your rituals, it's yet another thing that then will trickle out into your everyday life, where just as a way of being, you are always speaking your truth with clarity and with love, and that the opportunities that open up from you just being that kind of person that is in alignment with who you are, what you want in any given moment, and you can speak it, and you can hold a boundary against what you don't want. So yes,
that's the biggest thing, right? What are you, as witches and people, as leaders who hold space and hold pillars up for women who are healing, what are you available for? Who are you going to let in your space? And what are your boundaries, especially now that we're having this huge shift in energy and universal shift, right, in humanity? What are you available for? Because a lot of us now are feeling like we are being called to do something higher. But a lot of my students are just struggling to leave, to heal that calling, to listen to that calling, to step into their calling. But they're also afraid to leave the muggle world, or to leave their friends behind, or their family behind. So they're struggling, right?
Yeah.
Cutting that anchor. So I always tell them it's almost like a balloon. Not everybody is going to be on your path, and not everybody is meant to be with you in this, what I call level up or ascension, right? So it's almost like you're a balloon. The universe wants you to fly at your highest, but are you going to cut that weight?
Hmm.
Are you going to hear your voice so you can sing louder? So you can be heard above what I call the chatter of, the world.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. And it's hard when it's connected to our family, right? Our families and our friends. And, it doesn't mean that you need to cut people out of your life all the time. Like, every situation is so unique. But I'm definitely with you in that sometimes it does mean spending less time with certain people. And really, just to come back to what we were saying in the beginning, I mean, hasn't the last 2 years of the pandemic made that really clear for a lot of people of who they value in their inner circle, right? So I think that, but maybe that wasn't your experience, but it certainly was for mine, that we were told that we just needed to stay in our tiny bubble. And so for me, that consisted of my wife, my son, my mom, and my stepdad. And so for a long time there, it was really just us. And we laughed because we thought we were even like breaking the rules by including the grandparents. But we were like, we can't manage our schedule without some of that. And so then slowly, as things went open, okay, now we're gonna have a dinner date with those friends because we haven't seen them in a while and we really miss them and we really value them. Well, that's a good clue. Okay, now I want to make time to visit them. And those people that it's like, oh yeah, I haven't seen them in over 2 years and I don't really miss them, then that's a good clue. Those people aren't aligned with who you are right now and where you're going.
I think that, the pandemic has kind of been sort of a blessing in disguise. I know that's really, really controversial, right? But
I really agree.
Yeah. It made us really focus on what we want, who we are, what we've been wasting our time with, who are, shedding a light on maybe being in bad relationships, bad marriages, or, friends that you're just not aligned with, and shedding light on who you truly are meant to be. It forced us to really do some self-reflection and cut out the everyday hustle and bustle and just sit in your little sacred space, your apartment, your house, alone with these people, and really evaluate all of your shadow side, all of the things that have been pushed down that really are showing and coming to the surface that need to be dealt with. Because now you can't go to the movies as a distraction. You can't do all this other stuff, go to work as a distraction kind of thing, go out to eat as a distraction, people watch as a distraction. It really forced us to really do a lot of inner work, our shadow work, right?
It certainly did. And so even with that, like, the shadow work, the shadow healing, some people might say, don't give voice to that. Don't give energy to that, because that's what you're then manifesting. And I don't agree with that, because I think that when we are able to look at our shadow, when we're able to have the courageous heart to face into our wound and to name it, it's like that moment in Harry Potter where, Dumbledore and Harry are the only ones that will say Voldemort. And everyone's else like, he who shall not be named. And then, and then it's just like, no, like, if you don't name it, it continues to have power over you. And that's the same with the shadow work and how we can use our voice, or even the written word, right? Like by journaling to give voice to it, name it, and say, I am ready to heal this wound. I'm ready to release this, especially if you're doing like a banishing ritual, a ritual of release, like. And it doesn't even have to be words. It could be just sounds like moan, shout, howl, whatever you do. Freak out the neighbors. Who cares? Just, because we want to use our voice as the instrument that it really is.
Well, it's interesting you said that because I'm not a singer. Flora has a beautiful voice, and she has an album out there where she has songs that are connected to every Sabbath. So if you want to check out her album, you can find her and all the links that are in the description. And so she clears energy also with song, and she will bring out the emotion with you. That's how many times have I been with you, Flora, that I freaking cry? All the time I'm like, oh my God, here's my session with Flora. Let me go get my tissue, because she just has that tender heart where she really understands, and she'll bring it out within you that has been just kind of just hidden for a long time through song.
Yeah.
Healing through song, and our voices is so powerful. We forget, as witches, we have everything we need to heal within ourselves and to uplift within ourselves. To be honest, we don't need all these magical tools.
I know, and it's funny because I have like a bunch of wands right now, because we've been with the archetype of the muse and the sacred, and then I'll always say, but remember the most powerful wand. It's right here.
Yep. And I'm sorry, I'm drinking my drink. And everybody is saying, well, you need to sage, or you need to smudge, or you need to have banishing water or bells. You have everything you need in your throat chakra. Sing. Just sing.
That's right. Make a sound. Ah.
To clear out, to bring that vibration up. There's nothing more than, music that can uplift you and really change your energy. How many times have we been in a bad mood and you're like, all right, I'm going to play a happy song. I'm going to sing out loud.
Exactly.
The whole energy changes. That's the same thing that you're doing when you're doing banishing spells, or you are dealing with like negative energies. If you're doing house cleansing or something, just sing. Change the vibration. Change the energy.
Yeah.
And you can all do that with your voice.
Yes, and I just want to add, because I know that singing is so layered with for a lot of people, like fear, and I can't do that, and I was told that I have a bad voice, by someone way back when, right? Like there's just a lot of wounds. So even just sounding like cha 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 cha, ah, like that can really cha 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 cha, ah, something like that. There's no singing, there's no melody involved. You can make sounds that will support you in clearing a space, casting a circle, raising energy, releasing energy, or closing a space, whatever it is that you need in the moment, if you let yourself just be intuitively guided by what needs to happen in the moment. And maybe it is a song, and maybe it's more than that, but it could just be like I said, like just rhythmic. It can be just sounds.
Correct. Exactly. Chanting is another one. Your own mantras, we talked about that. We've done that a couple times too. So, I don't know. It's just try it. Just forget all your tools, find your voice, clear out space within your throat chakra. And it doesn't even have to be a song that you know.
That's right.
Fine. Just say words. Sing
That's right.
Your own song up. Yeah.
That's exactly it. And not that there's not anything wrong with working with a previously written or even a recording of a song if it feels really aligned with something that you're working with. That's great. But if you are in the middle of a meditation or a ritual or something like that, and you are very clear, like we came back to earlier, with what your intention is, what your prayer is, whatever it is, then listen, right? When you're in that space, in that very receptive space, and there's something, I'm sure. I mean, I can't guarantee it, but if you sit and you listen and you just hold that intention, then it's like you can put some little very simple melody, or like I said, just a rhythm with what your intention is, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just let it come out, and I guarantee you will feel so empowered by it because you took your own magical workings to this next level.
It's interesting because we use songs when we are trying to channel, when we do table tipping. And so all of us will sit in a circle and we try to raise energy together so we can call in spirits. And we always sing "Row, row, row your boat," and all of us will keep singing and singing and singing to change that energy, to get on that vibrational level for us to raise the energy together. It's as simple as that.
Nice.
And then I was at the paranormal weekend that I did a year or so ago, I forget. And it was in an old church that they converted into Airbnb, and that's where we did the paranormal. Well, we decided we're going to start singing, prayers and hymns. And even though I'm not Christian, I left Christianity a long time ago, but I know the spirits that were connected to that church would resonate and bring in, oh, I know this hymn. I'm going to come from the spirit world. I'm going to hang out in the earthly plane with these people, and I want to sing.
Clever.
So, songs can bring people together. How many times have we been in circle, Flora? You've been in circle where we just start singing. We all come from the goddess, right? And just chanting and just being in the rhythm and raising energy together all through voice and all through, us being in circle together. It's powerful energy.
Yeah. I love that I just really want to reflect back how clever that was to connect with those spirits with the popular hymns that they might have known, that they might have sang in their lifetime. Even though, like you said, you left that tradition years ago, it was like, right. But that might be something that calls them, because music, there's so many memories around music, and we'll call them in. So it's very clever. I love that.
And you think about the Native American too. If you're doing Native American work or spirit work attached to the land, or you want to honor Native American indigenous people, music and chanting was a very important part of their, history and their spiritual path too.
Yeah.
So you want to, song throughout time, throughout, genres, throughout pantheons, music has been the constant for everybody.
Yes.
It's timeless and it's limitless.
So in my research, I discovered, I think it was just last year, and I was like crying. I was so hit by it, that one of the oldest known artifacts that exists on the planet today is an instrument, a musical instrument. It is a flute. I'm feeling the emotions just even sharing. It so hits me that it's a flute carved out of a mammoth tusk.
Wow. Nice.
Found in the caves in the Germany area where our ancient European ancestors survived the last ice age. Mm-hmm. And you better believe that music helped them get through living in caves, surviving the ice age. Yes, I'm just going to underscore that. A carved flute out of a mammoth tusk. It's so old, right? And for me, again, as a musician, of course, it has a lot of meaning that's one of the oldest known artifacts on the earth today, and it's a musical instrument.
Isn't that interesting? Because you think about music as them, music played a big part of every celebration, that every harvest, right? As we, trance the wheel of the year, we listen to music. We have flutes playing, we have drumming, we have voices, we have singers. It's all about celebration. And, they celebrated everything. Even in the Ice Age, they celebrated the harvest. They celebrated the kill with music. They entertained each other. They told stories through music, through voice. So I think we've gotten away from just finding our voice singing, and we got into the written word kind of thing. So I don't know. I just kind of challenge people to start bringing in their voice and their music to ritual, and just playing a song or a flute or an instrument or drumming, and just really get into the moment and just speak to what comes from your heart. Because I remember I was doing my first retreat, and I was doing the mother-daughter wound that we talked about. And I texted you or instant messaged you, and I said, Flora, I forgot my ritual. What do I do? And what do I say? And she was like, you just have to do it from the heart. Goddess will lead you. Goddess will tell you. And I was like, Flora, you can't leave me hanging out.
And I'm like, Demeter's got you. Persephone has got you.
So you have to just let go of the pre-programmed idea of that you can't sing, that you can't play an instrument, that you're not good at it, that no one's going to hear you, or, any of that pre-programming that Flora talked about earlier. Let it go, because the universe, God, Goddess, Source doesn't care. The angels don't care if you work with angelic energies. They don't care. They want to hear you sing and raise your vibration.
That's right. Oh, that's so perfect. Yes.
So where can they find you, Flora? What's going on?
Well, my website's floraware.ca, and you can visit me over there. And my music is also on Spotify, on Apple Music, iTunes, Bandcamp, all of those places. My Songs for the Wheel of the Year album has been a really joyful creation for me to share. And those are the places where you can find me. And if anyone watching this has a specific question for me, or anything that you feel inspired to reach out, my inbox is always open, and I love hearing from people. So don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything that you want to.
I'm going to drop a couple links for Flora so you can get in contact with her. She has a great group called Awaken the Goddess.
Thank you, Susie.
I'm going to drop that in there. And I have a I have a challenge that's coming up on Monday, where we learn to master your magical be in circle, sacred space, for 5 entire days, learning how to create your magical daily routine, creating spell work. It's going to be over Zoom, so it's going to be very, very tight-knit group, and you're going to be working with me for 5 entire days. Workbooks, prompts, tarot readings, cards, all that good stuff that we need to get started on our magical journey for sure.
Sounds awesome.
I'm super excited about that. That's coming up. I'm going to try to drop the link if I can find it. So do you do coaching and everything like that for it, or talk a little bit about that?
I do. My one-on-one, I call it vocal healing coaching. So with my one-on-one clients, we 6 sessions over 3 months. We really work to heal those blocks around the throat chakra, free your vocal expression, and that is for someone who, whether the intention is more around speaking or singing. I just love working with women in that way, and gives us that time to really develop a stronger relationship with your own voice, heal anything that has prevented you from feeling very clear and expressive in that area, and to strengthen your confidence in whether it's singing, whether it's speaking, like I said, and it's a mix of both. So I do offer that one-on-one vocal healing.
Awesome. I love it. All right, my witchy sister, I think this is it. Any final words for the audience?
From me, yes. Just like I said, if you have a new moon intention, or you have a prayer for yourself that you've really sat with, and you say, yes, this is it, write it down, speak it out loud, and listen when you're in that ceremonial space for some way that you can turn it into a song spell, using the words of your prayer, using your intention, and bringing a little rhythm to it or a little melody, and then repeating it over and over, right? Giving it the power of that repetition like a mantra, and just see how that feels, right? You might love it, you might feel really awkward, but it's another magical tool in your tool belt. It's right here.
Exactly. I love it. All right, everyone. Everyone has the links. Thank you so much for joining me, Flora, and we will see you next time on Cauldron
Thank you.
Conversations. Wish on
Bye.
everyone. Bye.